Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going deep today
Oh, yeah.
into becoming a real estate broker in the Philippines.
Sounds exciting.
It is. And you know what's even more exciting? Potentially earning more than a regular job, even if you're doing this part-time.
Now, that's something worth exploring.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're going to do today.
I'm ready when you are.
Awesome. Our main source today is an article called Steps in Becoming a Real Estate Broker in the Philippines. It was updated last month, November 5th, 2024, so it's got all the latest scoop.
Fresh off the press?
Right.
Oh.
And it all starts with understanding the legal side of things, something called the RESA law.
Yes. RA 9646, the cornerstone of it all.
Right, RA 9646. Now, I know legal stuff can sometimes be, well, a little dry.
Yeah, but
But why is it so crucial to grasp this part? For someone who's just starting out.
well, think of it this way. Every profession has its ground rules, right?
Hmm.
Like for doctors, it's the Hippocratic Oath.
Makes sense?
For lawyers, it's legal ethic, and for real estate brokers, it's the RESA law.
So it's like the code of conduct? Exactly. It's more than just legalese. It's the foundation for ethical practice and protecting your clients.
That's a good point.
You're dealing with people's dreams, their investments, sometimes their life savings.
Big responsibility.
It is. So knowing the rules of the game is absolutely crucial.
Couldn't agree more. So it's not just about those commissions.
No.
It's about doing things the right way and building that trust with your clients.
You got it.
Now, to become a licensed broker, the article outlines 3 main steps: a bachelor's degree related to real estate, passing a government exam, and then registering with the regulatory board.
Those are the pillars.
They are. And each step ensures competence and accountability.
Right. The degree equips you with the foundational knowledge. The exam tests your understanding and application of it, and then the registration process that holds you to a professional standard.
Checks and balances.
Precisely.
Speaking of the exam, it's called the Real Estate Broker Licensure Exam, held annually in several locations across the Philippines. The article mentions Manila, Baguio, Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo.
Quite a few options.
Yeah, so you won't have to travel too far to take it.
That's convenient.
It is, but from what I've heard, it's not a walk in the park.
Definitely not. It's designed to really test your knowledge and application skills. It's about facing real-world scenarios, property valuations, contract negotiations, those ethical dilemmas that could pop up.
So it's not just about memorizing facts.
No, it's about applying them in real situations.
Sounds intense.
It is, but also incredibly rewarding.
I bet. The article also mentions the application process you apply if you're approved. You get an admission slip with the exam details.
Standard procedure.
And then comes gathering all those documents.
Ah, yes, the paperwork.
Right. PSA, birth certificate, Bachelor of Science and Real Estate Management degree, marriage contract, if applicable, transcript of records, NBI clearance, and of course the exam fee.
All part of the process.
Now, hold on. What exactly is an NBI clearance? I know it's on the list, but...
Oh, good question. It's a certificate from the National Bureau of Investigation basically saying you're a good citizen, no criminal records.
So it's a background check.
Exactly. A standard requirement for many professional licenses in the Philippines, including real estate brokers.
To ensure trustworthiness.
Absolutely. It's about maintaining the integrity of the profession.
Okay, so it's not just about the academic qualifications, but also your character.
Indeed, character matters.
Looks like we've got our work cut out for us.
We do. But it's exciting work. Now, speaking of being prepared, there's also the exam fee.
Right, the investment in your future.
Exactly. And speaking of investments, have you heard of One Garden Residences?
I have. They've got some amazing developments.
They do. Might be worth checking out for yourself, or even for future clients.
Great point. Now back to those documents. Why is a Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management degree specifically so important?
It's about specialization, This degree goes beyond general business concepts. It equips you with in-depth knowledge of real estate principles, laws, and practices. It's like having the right tools for the job.
The right tools for the job. I like that analogy. And what about the PSA marriage contract if you're married?
That's mainly for legal purposes, especially when it comes to property ownership and transactions.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, marital status has a big impact on property rights.
Ah, so it's about clarity and avoiding complications.
Precisely. Transparency is key.
Now, we've talked about the degree, but what about the transcript of records?
That's your academic track record. It lists all the courses you've taken, your grades, basically proof that you've successfully completed the Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management program.
It's like your academic passport.
You could say that. It validates your credentials.
Okay, so we've covered the document requirements, but the article also stresses the importance of going deeper into the RESA law itself, not just knowing the steps. Why is that?
Because remember, the RESA law is the backbone of ethical and legal practice in the Philippines. The article actually provides links to the full text of the law from official sources.
So it's like a roadmap.
It is.
Yeah.
It might seem daunting at first, but it's worth it.
So it's not enough to just memorize those steps. You need to understand the why behind them, the legal framework that shapes every decision and action you'll take as a broker.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the foundation upon which you'll build your career.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's about seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. And as you delve deeper into the RESA law, you'll discover so much more about the responsibilities and obligations of a real estate broker, the scope of practice, the code of ethics, the legal ramifications of noncompliance.
Sounds like essential reading.
It is. But let's be honest, reading legal documents can be a bit dry.
Yeah, a bit.
So how do we make it more engaging? Well, instead of passively reading, try turning it into an active learning experience.
Okay, I like that.
Picture yourself in real-life scenarios. For example, how would you handle a tricky negotiation based on the RESA law? How would you protect your client's interests while adhering to ethical guidelines?
Turning legal concepts into real-life situations.
Exactly. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure for future real estate brokers.
Love that. But let's not get lost in the legal details. The article reminds us that all this hard work can lead to a pretty amazing career,
It can.
highlighting the earning potential and the flexibility of being a real estate broker in the Philippines.
And the variety. You could specialize in residential, commercial, luxury, sustainable properties. The possibilities are vast.
You get to choose your own path.
You do. It's about creating your own destiny in this field.
That's pretty empowering. But it's important to remember that the information in this article is just a starting point.
Right. The real estate landscape is constantly evolving.
So how can aspiring brokers stay ahead the curve?
Continuous learning is key. The Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC, they govern licensed professionals in the Philippines, including real estate brokers, and they have a fantastic website.
So the PRC website is a must visit.
Absolutely. You'll find updates on regulations, news, even continuing professional development opportunities. It's like a one-stop shop for staying informed.
Sounds comprehensive. What else can our listeners do to keep their knowledge sharp?
Industry associations and professional organizations are also great resources.
In what way?
They offer networking events, seminars, workshops, and access to industry experts. It's a chance to connect, exchange insights, and stay current on trends.
Networking is so crucial.
It is. And then there's practical experience.
What do you mean by that?
Internships, mentorship programs, or even shadowing experienced brokers. That hands-on learning is invaluable.
So it's not just about the books, it's about real-world experience.
Exactly. That's where the real learning happens.
Yeah.
And speaking of real-world experience, once you get that license and start building your clientele,
Yes.
properties like those offered by One Garden Residences could be great options to present to your clients.
Good point. It's never too early to start thinking about those things.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Okay, go for it.
What niche within the vast real estate market truly sparks your interest? Is it residential, commercial luxury, or maybe something with a focus on sustainability?
That's a great question to consider. Identifying your niche can make all the difference in building a fulfilling and successful career in real estate.
It can. So as you embark on this exciting journey, explore your passions, research different sectors, and discover where your skills and interests align best.
Great advice. And remember, the journey to becoming a successful real estate broker is a marathon, not a sprint.
What do I mean by that? Well, it requires dedication, continuous learning, and a genuine passion for the field.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Definitely not. But
Yeah.
the rewards, both financial and personal, can be truly remarkable.
It sounds like it's about more than just closing deals.
It is. It's about helping people find their dream homes, guiding investors toward profitable ventures, and ultimately shaping the communities we live in.
Well said. It's a challenging but incredibly rewarding path. And as you navigate this path, remember that the knowledge and resources we've discussed are just the starting point.
They are. The real learning happens when you dive in, get your hands dirty, and embrace the ever-evolving world of real estate.
So it's a combination of knowledge, experience, and that constant desire to learn and grow.
Precisely.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. The steps, the requirements, the legal framework, the importance of continuous learning, and even explored different niches within the market.
And we've only just begun.
Exactly. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve even deeper into the exciting world of becoming a real estate broker in the Philippines.
Can't wait. See you there.
The real learning happens when you dive in, get your hands dirty.
Exactly. When you embrace that ever-evolving world of real estate.
It's a combination of knowledge, experience, and that constant desire to learn and grow.
You got it.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Steps, requirements, the legal framework, continuous learning, even different niches.
And don't forget the incredible potential.
Right. So to wrap things up, is there anything else our listeners should keep in mind as they embark on this journey?
Always consult official sources like the PRC website.
The Professional Regulation Commission.
Yes. They've got the latest guidelines and regulations. And remember, things change quickly in real estate.
So staying updated is key.
Absolutely. Better to be safe than sorry.
Now, while this deep dive has been super insightful,
It has been.
we should mention that the info we've discussed is just a starting point.
A foundation to build upon.
Exactly. Real estate is dynamic, requires continuous learning and adaptation.
Couldn't agree more.
We hope this has sparked your interest.
And given you a solid base.
Right. Now, if you're looking for inspiration, check out One Garden Residences.
Oh yeah, their website is a gold mine.
It is. Explore different property types, get a feel for the market.
A great way to get inspired.
Big thanks to One Garden Residences for supporting this deep dive.
Much appreciated.
And to all our listeners, best of luck on your real estate journey.
You got this.
Remember, knowledge is power.
And continuous learning is the key.
That's a wrap for today's episode.
See you next time.
For another deep dive into a fascinating topic. It really does feel like the more you learn about this, the more there is to learn.
It's true. Real estate, it's a constantly evolving field.
So where does that real learning happen after all the books and the courses?
It happens when you step into the real world. You know, get those hands dirty.
Get some experience.
Exactly. Embrace the challenges and the ever-changing dynamics of the market. That's where the real growth happens.
So it's about combining knowledge with experience and always staying curious.
Absolutely. Never stop learning.
That's great advice. Well, I think we've done a pretty good job covering the basics today.
I think so too.
The steps to become a broker, the requirements, the legal side of things.
The importance of continuous learning.
Right, and we even explored different niches in the market.
There's a whole world out there.
There is. To wrap things up, is there anything else our listeners should keep in mind as they start their real estate journey?
Just a reminder to always consult those official sources, the PRC website.
To stay updated.
Exactly. Things change fast in real estate.
Solid advice. Now, we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
A lot of ground.
But it's important to remember that this is just a starting point.
That foundation.
Right. Real estate is dynamic, it's exciting, and it demands continuous learning and adaptation.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We hope this episode has inspired you.
And given you a solid base to build upon.
If you're looking for more inspiration, be sure to check out One Garden Residences.
Their website is fantastic.
It is. Explore their developments, get a feel for the market.
And maybe even picture yourself working with properties like those in the future.
Absolutely. A huge thank you to One Garden Residences for supporting this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, best of luck on your real estate journey.
You got this.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.
Until then, happy learning.